slide me in a tiny little area where I barely fit. I'm claustrophobic, so it starts to freak me out. My shoulders are big and burly. That's why you're afraid. And why do my hands need to go behind my back? Why do I have to be completely debilitated? They treat me like total crap. I can't look at them in the eyes. I have to look at the floor. And then if I give any kind of resistance and don't give them full dominion over my fingers as they fingerprint me, then what happens next is they slam my head into the wall. That's happened to me once. Every day, 100 emails of people saying, please help me. I got this jackboot thug pig here in Texas. I got a guy in LA. I got a story on camera. He got picked up for not paying traffic ticket. He's now HIV positive. It's not just one or two, and it's not a few bad apples. You have bad apples on this police department. I'm not going to a dungeon because this pig over here and this pig over here want to drag. I mean, look at the terror flag he's wearing. Look at the terror flag he's wearing. Video. What happened?
That's his business, not yours.
My business to ask, though. You know what I mean? I was actually going to drop the cameras and go into Kung Fu mode. Good thing you came back. If you hadn't come back, I was going to Kung Fu, bro. I'm just standing there filming, you know? These guys are so predictable. Such beta male chumpzillas that when you put torture cuffs on someone, you're torturing them.
I appreciate your information.
Well, it might not affect you at all. You might not give a rat's ass about another man. How many cops do you guys need? You guys need a few more cops here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get another giant like this one. There's no third party to film cops searching your car. I mean, one time after I became known across the country, then the cops didn't put me in torture cuffs quite as tight. I was in torture cuffs and the guy tried to cut off the blood to my ulnar nerve and my arm. That's why this hand shakes now, because of what he did. He's got his hands on his head like a POW though. You know, I'm not a fan of police, but at the same time, I'll treat you like an individual. Absolutely. Until someone gives me a directive or tries to demand my ID or.
No, so you can't do that in here. You can do a dog all you want.
So let me
report other people.
Now let me tell you this: go pound sand. Go pound sand, bro. Jump down on your knees and eat my shorts. I'm filming them right now. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it?
Well, I can keep it out.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Go ahead. Now let me educate this dirty jackboot thug pig. You have a First Amendment right to film police. That right does not change when you go into a police lobby. It's right there, the right to film cops. You got people like that who don't know that this is a public forum. I can film in here anytime I'd like. What are you gonna do about it?
Well,
you're not gonna do a damn thing. And if you do, I'll sue you personally under 1983. And then you'll face federal district court. Or take your happy ass back to your office and flee like a little dog.
That was easy.
Look at this kid. Look at him. They little stick figure they put in a costume.
That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
This is a kid. I could wipe the green from out behind his ears. Don't do this crap. Was your daddy a pig? Tell me what happened. Retire now, dude. Are you going to physically stop me from doing my job?
I'm not going to physically do that.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to walk around here and take some videos.
Okay.
So if you're done, then head on back.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
Appreciate you.
Okay.
So that was a lie.
Today I just had with producer found card or mailing
What did he say?
My dad was in the police department from 1946 to 1981. He retired as a shift commander. And I'll tell you what, this fire station was built in 1969. And he was here from 69 to 81. He was a shift commander here. And before that, you know where the big city hall is? When he first started, that city hall was built in about 1955. And the old city hall, he was in there. And then after that, what? Is there anybody I could talk to here?
Huh? Unless they want to come down to the gym.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
Instead of walking around sighing and breathing hard.
I don't like where this is going.
They're literally colluding together at the front and blocking me from entering.
Come on, man.
Dude, you better grab me while you got that badge on. I'm not going to physically challenge you, dude. Not while you got the badge on and you're working in a security capacity. I'm not going to challenge you. Hey, there we are. There's an officer of the law. I don't go in there and smash that desk and beat everybody up and say, I'll do what I want because I agree to live under a series of laws. I've agreed to that. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I won't violate your rights just like I don't want you to violate mine. I want a matter of record. I'm not willingly walking off. He's telling me if I don't leave, that he's going to arrest me. And so as a man of law and order who respects the social contract and the rule of law, I'm going to do what he tells me to, because if I don't do what he tells me, he's going to arrest me. You are a bro. You're not tough at all. With your badge and gun, you got no badge and gun, you're a wuss. Don't get in my face, punk.
Excuse me.
Think you're a man with a gun in your hand, don't you?
You're a jack. Thank you for being a good. I'm telling you, dude.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Dude, get your hand off my camera, lady. I'm fired. Your dad's a pig. Your dad is a pig.
Call my dad a pig?
I think your dad's a pig, bro. Oh, are you rude? Get off me, bro. Get off me, bro. You want to attack me? Do it. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. What's the matter? You don't want to be on camera now that you tried to attack me? You can't attack me, dude. You need to get on a stair stepper for a while.
Where is law enforcement?
For law enforcement for what? For having a civil discussion? Name and badge number. Name and badge number. What's your name and badge number? Hey, you have to identify yourself according to policy.
Leave him alone.
No, he has to identify.
No, he doesn't. Leave him alone. Go back to California and leave them alone.
You're upset because he didn't identify himself.
You can't act in your official capacity and not give your name and badge number. This cop comes out here and starts demanding me around and then threatens me that he's going to come out. Well, do it. Do it. Put me in torture cuffs. Then I get damages. Right now it'll be a declaratory judgment. He came out and asked me if my name was Dan. I said, I'm not going to tell you my name's Dan or not. And then he said, well, you can't film in here. You're making someone feel uncomfortable. So then I went right over and I put the camera on. The guy said, what are you going to do about it?
Got his name on the back here, and you also have my card with my contact information. We went away from badge numbers because we changed from badge numbers to department
Solomon
seniority.
Aries. Is he a lieutenant, a captain, a sergeant? What is Solomon?
He's a police officer.
He's an officer.
Yeah,
Well,
yes, sir.
he should not be promoted. You don't get to not identify and act in your official capacity. And that is worth filing for. It will take me about 4 hours to write.
Policy not to jump out of your vehicle.
But you guys killed the battery. Are you going to help her get her car started?
Can't base off on policy.
Off your policy. What's your name and badge number?
What?
So that you can identify the thousands of people watching.
Why do I need to identify myself?
Because you're an officer on duty, and according to LVMPD handbook, when someone asks you for your name and badge number, you're supposed to give it.
Based off what?
Your handbook that I've read, that you have not read, obviously. I'm a member of the press. I'm a member of the press. I need to identify you. Okay, I'll do what I do.
I grew up in this town, and this is bullshit. They left the lights on. I can't even steer my car.
If you're gonna one up and you're gonna film the police, you better know what you're gonna say and how you're gonna say it. You have to practice saying it. So when you see a copper, you're gonna run up and you're gonna say, ladies and gentlemen, I'll be filming this interaction. I invoke my First Amendment right. You can address me as Mr. Good Citizen. You have to have your stick down. Cop comes up to me and says something, I'm a little bit confused.
You can leave
I'm
our
gonna
scene.
stand
Yes,
right
you can,
here.
sir.
I'm standing in the parking lot. I came to
Sir,
get
would
gas.
you like me to
and you guys,
trespass this individual
you
from your
can't
property?
trespass me, honey. You can't solicit a trespass. Go ahead, let's follow it. Let's see if you're gonna get sued. She's trying to solicit a trespass from owners. It's illegal. You guys are seeing it all over the country. Auditors are getting arrested left and right. And why are they getting arrested? Because they don't have their stick down. They don't have their lingo, their jargon, their mumbo jumbo, and they don't invoke their rights. Now, when the cop comes up to me, the first thing I'm going to say is, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. What's your name and badge number? Now, I just said that I get to be quiet, and you have to tell me who you are. You see the power in that? You see the power in that? Welcome, everybody, to another rendition of Delete Laws. What's going on out there in the land of the unfree America? Give me a 5x5 if you guys can hear me okay. Can you hear me all right? Can you hear me okay? So now we're going to go over everything that we did in North Carolina over the past couple days. Alan Hubbs, we put money in. Alan went there and did the work. So big shout out to Alan Hubbs. If you guys would please hit the like button. Just take your finger real quick, reach down. It's that thing that thumbs up like this. If you're watching on your phone, then you may have to close the live chat and then hit the like button and then put the live chat back up. And do me a favor, put in that comment section, OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio. Put it in the chat for me if you would, pretty please, with sugar and cherry. I as you guys know, this is only my second day broadcasting from the studio in downtown Los Angeles. So my lighting is still a little funny. You can see the lighting's a little too hot on my hair. I'm just getting set up, doing the best I can with what I've got. And I want to take a second real quick before we get going too much and say thank you. Thank you to all of you who donated, to the people in North Carolina. Alan sent me some videos. I didn't even look at them. I just put them all together on a video, exported them. I have not felt great today, so I was fighting to keep going. That top light is a little bit funny. It's a little bit funny. Let me see if I can go like, there we go. There we go. Now it's not so ridiculous looking. How's everybody doing today? Little monkey's in the room. What's going on, little monkey? Chevy, Chris Beaumont is here. Nice to see you. Joel is here. What is going on, Joel? Beef Supreme. Alan Hubbs, not a videographer. I really should have given him a list of things to shoot when he was there, but he did fine. I mean, he did fine. Listen, let me tell you what Alan did. Alan drove his happy ass, couple hours there, couple hours back, and delivered supplies, water, aspirin, food to people in North Carolina. So everybody, if you would please, a round of applause for Alan Hubbs. Great job, Alan. And I'm going to get into let's take a look at Alan's video first, or should we look at the receipts first? I guess we could do the receipts first. Let's do the receipts first, and then we will take a look at Alan Hubbs' video. Are you ready for the next video? All right, let's check out Alan. Let's take a look at what y'all did, all the donations that you guys put in. If you don't see your receipt here, then contact me right away. But I believe that I got every single receipt. I really took a lot of time to do this, just because, I want to be as transparent as I can. I want people to be transparent with me, so I try to be transparent with others. Okay, so here is now no money came in Venmo, only money came in through PayPal and Cash App. So let me open this bad chicken big so you guys can see it. If you do not see your name on there, contact me right away and let me know. I'm going to zoom in and out on this a little bit. So Todd up here, 25. Thanks, Todd. P Rex. Helen right there. Brandy, April, Jennifer. Thank you. Martin up here next to that, 11. Bree. That's actually not Bree. It's a man, but there's 50. I forgot to heart that. I'm sorry. Melisa right there. David, go down here. Chevy down here, 97. Thanks, Chevy. Jam. I'm not showing the whole names here. Here's Art down here. Francis right here, right there, 72. Thank you, Gloria. Appreciate you, Gloria. Kevin right there, SWE. I can't really hide you, SWE. You are who you are. Gary B. Everybody knows that's Gary Bryant. Jessica K. Gary again. Gary gave twice on this one right here. He put South Carolina fundraiser on the second one. And then Thomas P. And then Greg right there for that one. Oh, and this was for the screenshot. And then this is the Zelle and the Super Chats. I'm going to show you guys something really, really weird about the Zelle and the Super Chats. So strange. I'm going to show you guys on my back end in 1 second. But real quick over here, we got Paul up here, came in top line. I'm going to give it $20 on the far right. And then Ignacio, 20. And then Gail right here, 150. I don't even know Gail's username. This is Chuck P right here for 200 right down there. And then this is the video analytics, all the Super Chats. YouTube says that they're going to give me $277. And if you take a look over here, you can see Joseph Barbini, and then you can see Eli, Princess Buttercup. So you take half that amount of money and approximately $677 in Super Chats, approximately $667 in pay apps. And then Alan sent me a receipt for $12.56, which I'll show you that receipt in a second. Right down here, receipt for $12.56. I sent him $13.60 because I said I would put 100 in myself. And I think that on this one right here, I think that we only get half of this, $277. I think only half of that actually will after. I don't know though, because you know what's missing on this, which is so strange. I know that Roger Lane put in 100 American, and then Plead the Fifth put in 400 Australian. So that should be more than that, but it's not. It's really super frustrating. I just don't know how it works exactly. But there is the money transfer. And this is my Zelle right here to Alan Hubbs for $13.60. If anybody's receipts did not show up here, please let me know right away, because we want every single dime to go to those people in North Carolina is what we want. We want to make sure that they get their money, really, that they get their supplies that they need and stuff like that. And thank you again, Alan Hubbs, for doing that. I really appreciate it. Did anybody not see their donation on that list anywhere? Did anybody not see it? Because I want to make sure. Yeah, I know. Well, I do have confirmation Team DLZ will be done tomorrow. So I'm going to finally have it done, like week after week after week. I finally told my web guy, I said, look, if you're not going to do it, give it to me. I got a guy who'll do it. just, but my web guy and I are really good friends. So I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to burn my bridges. It's like my business partner who manages stuff for me. He's like, Chili, you can't give away everything, but it is what it is. So let's check out the video that Alan Hubbs sent me over real quick. And again, I have not seen this video. I had so limited time. I'm in the studio trying to set up for Constitutional Law Scholar. I'm overwhelmed in work. And I honestly, you ever have one of those days where you just want to lay down and go to sleep? That was my day today. That was my day today. It just really, I just had one of those days. I really did. I honestly wanted to just lay down and go to sleep. Let me do this real quick. I think that Plead the Fifth. What do you guys think? I want to know what you guys think. I think Plead the Fifth is an actual person who has seriously contributed and donated to lots of people. I think at this time we can go ahead and give Plead the Fifth a moderator wrench. Thank you for all your donations, Plead the Fifth. Very sweet of you to how much you've helped other people. And, Plead the Fifth has put in, literally thousands of dollars for people donated. So thank you so much. Now, there you go, Plead the Fifth. Plead the Fifth got a wrench today. Really appreciate you. So everybody, there you go. There you go. Everybody, a little round of applause. I appreciate you. There's a few others of you who I want to give wrenches to, but we have a lot of moderators. I just want to make sure that we're all right. So this is the video that Alan Hubbs sent.
Okay, here's the Walmart receipt. We're going to slowly scroll down. Quite an amount that we are able to accumulate.
So cool. And look at the things that he got. Allergy medication, Colgate toothpaste for people.
Perfectly. There was no additional room to haul anything safely without tarps.
He got some milk.
Big setups, and that really wouldn't have accomplished a whole lot. The truck was weighted down. You could see the back.
He got soap for people.
Tires.
He got salt.
We're actually weighted down.
Got chicken packs. Wow, this is.
Yeah, we're still scrolling down.
Milk.
Scrolling down. And there's another one.
There's another receipt. You got bananas.
Okay. There we are, folks.
That receipt was a total of $520, $540.
Here's the second one. Let's make sure we can make this clear.
Good job, Alan.
I think the last place I dropped things off, it was the most appreciative and most needed. To be
hot dogs.
There is where I was at, just like the rest of the United States, a lot of halves of it.
Hold on, we're all not going to agree on the same nutritional stuff. We're all not going to agree. The point is, though, if you have nothing, and then a guy like Alan comes in and says, "Hey, here's a pack of hot dogs, or an orange, or a banana, or some Tylenol, or some water," all of us would be grateful, and I'm grateful to Alan Hubbs for going there and doing this.
Have-nots. Fortunately, I tried to donate everything to people who would.
523, 533.
Anyway, there's the rest of the receipt.
And he took a picture of the Team Delete laws. I'm going to call Alan on the phone in a minute. We're going to talk to him if he can pick up. Yeah, look at that. That's awesome. That is awesome. That is so cool. Brandy, you're in there too for sure. April's in there. April chipped in because she could. Appreciate that. I know it, Brett. I know it. They're so cheap. I'm not sure who those guys are, but thank you for doing what you guys did. Really appreciate it. Congratulations, Plead the Fifth. Good to see you.
Okay, y'all. We tried to get to Lake Lure, but as you can see, we're closed off here. We've got the Sheriff's Department, Henderson County. We did make it here today. Remember, y'all, we made it here to donate to the Humane Society, but it's closed off now. It's not going to be good up here for quite some time. Okay, folks, I'm on my way to Lake Lure. Right now, I just want to stop at the Larry T. Justice Western Justice Academy. Strange. Justice Academy. And so if we go back through over here, then we have the wastewater treatment facility. And moving even more further, we can come up here, and here's where they do all the training. And there is a North Carolina American flag. Fortunately, we don't see any blue line flags here.
Fortunately.
If we keep moving forward, take a look. It's a nice area. Then really what I was looking at as I stopped by, that we have these potable water trucks. There's one here. You can also see that North Carolina car right there. So we're going to play it cool. We don't need any trouble today. And there's another potable water tank up there.
Good. Happy to see
So
that.
you can see they have facilities for their guys, right? I'm sure these attached to showers and everything else. But anyway, we're on our way to Lake Lure. Okay, we're very close to Fruitland, North Carolina, right outside of Hendersonville, North Carolina. We got closed off trying to reach Lake Lure Back Cave area. Sheriff's Department was there. The other video showed how close we were to the Humane Society. Going back through and looking, you can see we have washed away roads. We have guardrails that are down. It's quite a mess. Look, I think we even have about 200 feet of guardrail that is actually completely gone off the side of the road here. It's pretty clear what's going on. I'm sure this whole area was flooded out. See, we've got lots of power guys coming through. We're gonna walk over here to the bridge. If we can make it. We're not gonna get too close to that bridge because you can see all the car activity. All right, let's just keep going here. Everybody was real appreciative of all the donations that we were able to put together and drop off.
Yeah, I mean, and so that's what I wanted to see. But at the same time, you ever see those videos where they got a homeless guy and they're like, here, can I give you something for free? Here, can I give you something for free? And they're filming right over the top. Here, take this. So like, it's a little bit cheesy. It's kind of cheesy. Oh, and by the way, those were not all of Alan's receipts. He has credit card receipts. Those are just the grocery receipts. He spent about $1,100 just on groceries and stuff. He's got some gas receipts and a couple other receipts on his credit card. But like I said, I didn't get everything in the video. Would you guys have liked to? There's a fine line between giving somebody something and then giving them something and saying, here, take this. Let me give you something for free. I'm going to get a video of this. Hey, I'm going to give you something for free. Get a video of this. It's like you're handing out Tylenol, bananas, oranges, chicken, hot dogs, and then you're going to hold a camera right over their face as you're giving them something and they're absolutely dying, So anyway, let's keep watching the video. Sorry for interrupting.
I'm sure everyone saw the pastor. Very appreciative.
Everybody welcome Selwyn.
To be honest with you, she kind of turned red and, when I originally went in there.
I did not get the pastor video in here. I'm sorry, Alan. I didn't get it.
To give everything to them. Now look at this.
Look at that. Wow.
All the guardrails completely washed away. I'd imagine this floods. The field's flooded pretty good.
Look at that car.
See that guardrail? Okay, we're going to try to make our way over to this car. I know there's no one in there. But let's see.
Welcome, Selwyn. Thank you, man.
Let's make our way over.
Can everybody say welcome, Selwyn?
Wow.
Selwynden.
Trunk is gone. Of course, we expect the back windshield to be gone. Hopefully no one was in it. It's a BMW. I would imagine somebody could get it at auction for cheap.
I did, Alan.
All right, I'm going to try to continue to walk forward, but we're definitely not going to take it too far here.
Wow, I didn't spin the video, sorry.
Okay, everybody, we're in Asheville right now. It's a little bit after 7:30. Down here by the railroad tracks, the art district. You can see what's going on. Water level rose up pretty high. I'm going to turn around here. You can see where some of this railroad equipment, which I know is extremely heavy, was just essentially tossed around like it was nothing. We have the tower over here that has been maintained and other trains, but nothing's moving. I mean, it's pretty clear. So let's walk a little bit further here. Might not be a little, I'll be a little unsteady with this, but everything considering. Piles of rubble. Debris everywhere. Let's see if we can get a good idea as to where the water level came up. They've already stripped this building down on the inside. It's pretty obvious. And looking at this condenser, I mean, it's, you know, went over that. We have silt and everything on the windows. Wow. You can see how high up the water level actually went. See, it kind of gets clear up here. Okay, we're going to circle around because I noticed a whole bunch of more debris and damage basically all over the place. I guess that's to be expected with this huge storm that came through and tore up my state pretty good. Just a runoff creek that I would imagine goes down to the train track area. Huh, wow. Is that a big piece of steel right there?
Looks like it.
Why, it is. Doesn't look like this bridge was damaged, but I mean, you have to consider it's probably been here for quite some time, and it does look very sturdy. You know, we're gonna move out, go a little bit further here. Got to be careful. We gotta be careful. Well, the mushrooms exist. They survived. These poor guys. Well, anyway. So we're going to come out here to the street. Forgive me if my narration isn't so good. It's not what I did.
That's all right, man. You did fine. You went there.
Just basic debris in the creek. Okay, we're coming out here on the sidewalk now. All of these buildings have been flooded. Let's go ahead and walk up the sidewalk. You can see what's going on here, all the mud that basically went through. More debris across the street. These are all businesses on the bottom, and it looks like living space up top. So we're not going to flash the light up in the business area where, you know, well, excuse me, where people live. It's not very nice. It's getting dark out here also. Wow. You can see it pretty much looks like a complete wall of mud just came through here. Let me see if I can tune that in a little bit better.
Look at that car covered with.
See that? Okay, car's coming on. I didn't want to hit him in the eyes with a flashlight. You can see that. We'll walk up a little bit further. Well, this was a Trackside Studios, Jamie Baird, Contemporary Art. I would assume it's a gallery and Clayworks. Oh boy, not good. I imagine they lost a lot of good stuff in here. And once again, you can see the the water levels. I'm going to raise it up here. You can see the water levels, and let's bring the light down. The water level is right at my head. About 6 foot. I don't think we're going to get anything inside there, but look at that. It's an old brick structure. I bet you some nice strong brick from back then. But okay, we're going to move forward because we're unable to get any good video. I'm going to attempt to cross the street here and see what we have on the other side. I'm turning it off.
Good job, Alan. Thanks, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. We're going to get into this next video here in 1 minute. Just real quick, though, everybody, if you would, say thank you to Alan Hub. Really appreciate it. I saw $1,100 in just food and supplies and receipts for people, for human beings who need that stuff. And I wish I could have been down there myself, and I wish I could get over there to help. But I'll tell you what happened. My birthday is 9/11. On 9/11, 2001, I was turning 27 years old. And on that day, the World Trade Centers were attacked and taken down. We can get into how that happened at another time. However, it was my birthday. It was my 27th birthday. And so me and 3 guys were going to fill a car with supplies and drive into New York City. And then there was, back in 2001, the internet was a thing, but it wasn't like it is today. And so we went online to try to figure out how to go there. And we got an email address from a New York City official. And we emailed that New York City official and said, hey, we want to come and help you. And he emailed us back and said, do not come here. And we went back and forth. And I said, no, I'm going to come. 9/11 is my birthday. I want to come there and help you. I'm bringing 3 guys. We're going to help you dig the people out. He wrote me back and said, do not come here. Then, and God rest their souls, then a lot of the volunteers who went there on 9/11, they ended up getting lung cancer, and they ended up getting infections in their lungs from the material in the buildings that had collapsed down to the ground. And a lot of those people died. A lot of them died. And that email war that I had with that New York City official, I wish I still had his email address. And this is back when I was on AOL. So maybe I could find those emails. But he said that Victor has been a member 12 months. Thanks, man. I disagree with you, Bobby. I dramatically disagree with you. I donated to Red Cross because they can make a dollar stretch much further than a person can. They can deliver more help. They can deliver more help, but there's a bureaucracy there. There's a lot of red tape. Alan went there, drove a couple hours in, took the supplies right out of his truck and gave it to people. People on the street, hand to mouth. Give this to me. I'll put it in my mouth. I like the Red Cross. I appreciate what they do. I believe that people can help people more than these bureaucratic organizations, even though the American Red Cross is a very noble of you, Bobby Head Deb. Bobby Head Deb. Everybody say that 3 times fast. Bobby Head Deb. 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 Let me see if I can get a hold of Alan Hubbs real quick and just give him a call.
Hello.
Alan Hubbs, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you?
I got you live right now. It's a small room. There's only 160 people here across 6 channels.
I know they got you. Something's going on. I understand it's Friday night, but
did I tell you guys that I opened a Patreon account where I'm putting the videos without any blur on them, and that we should really? Did you guys follow my Twitter account or my X account? And did you follow my Facebook account? Because it looks like they just deleted my Instagram account. Anyway, let me stay focused here. So how are you doing, Alan? And thank you.
Oh yeah, well I was happy to do it, to be honest with you. But what else? I had to do something, and so I just did the legwork. But everything, in my opinion, went to a good cause, and I understand what people mean about donating to large organizations. But when I was there, Batcave and the one in Eddyville, they were just setting up. You know, I mean, they had literally nothing, and some people bring in some small stuff, and there were churches, so they did have a little bit of supplies, but for what they needed, they had nothing. You know, so yeah, it was just as you mentioned, straight hand to mouth, especially at the last place. But you know, if you got any questions, you know, ask. And it was pretty interesting. You know, it was sad to say the least. I mean, you know, yes, I was happy. You know, but you just don't want to smile when people have lost everything and say, "Oh, here you go." You know,
right,
so,
right.
You know,
there's those influencers who they go out and give things to people and hold a camera right behind it. And I was thinking in my head, man, I hope I'm not putting Alan in a funny position. But then I kind of wanted to see it. But then I was like, ooh, it's so cringe. So cringe.
Yeah, you know, we're not going to do that. Yeah. And then I'll have my name to this. Oh, no, yeah.
How were the people? How did you know, you didn't get a lot of interviews with people, but how were the people down there in North Carolina?
Yeah. Okay. So, well, the first place I went to, Batcave, it was somewhat difficult to get down through there. I mean, it's pretty obvious by the roads. If anybody watches the news, I'll just do a quick description of some of the roads coming in. Basically, it was one lane. A lot of that creek area or river, really, mountain river, had underwashed a lot of the road and definitely all the guardrails. I mean, it's completely unsafe. So what they had done, they'd gone through with a very large, I have no idea, some type of excavator or something, and basically chipped off or knocked down a lot of the overcut for the, you know, so you could see you wouldn't fall down. Turned it into one-lane roads. They had a bunch of guys hanging pipe. I mean, you know, as power guys and, you know, road guys. It was just you know, it's going to be a very long time. But as soon as I went down this one area, you know, I didn't know if I could continue to go down. I was like, hey, you know, she's falling behind me. I went off to a driveway, and I was like, hey, can you go first? She's like, yeah, but Sheriff's Department's going to send you out to the right. And I was like, do you know of any place down here, you know, like to drop stuff off, donations? She said, nah, I don't know. Ask the Sheriff's Department. I was like, well, I'd rather not, but okay.
Right.
So I go down. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. So we go down, and they say, you know, it's like, is there a place around? Well, they say Batcave just opened up, you know, 15 minutes ago. Literally, as soon as, so that timing was perfect. Went down probably, I want to just very slowly, probably 3/4 of a mile. I have a picture of that. We dropped some supplies off there. The preacher, which, you know, is a Batcave, I don't know, preacher, whatever, the guys running the show. They didn't accept a lot of perishables, you know, just a little bit, and some canned goods, and they were just starting everything off. And anyway, moving forward, we went up back to somewhat outside of Eddyville. This was more of a community, so like basically all the apple growers up there throw in money, and they supply the community things. And you know, you don't really want to count on local government for anything. And I'm going to try to stay off that subject. So anyway, they had their community center set up, and what they were doing, they're accepting donations. That community center, you know, basically they had like a little daycare, volunteer daycare, community center, fields, stuff like that. And they also were just setting up, you know, they had supplies just for basic stuff anyway. But I mean, I was literally like the third person there. First person there was a big truck full of water, and they literally had like half a semi of water. So fortunately they didn't need any, but you know, they took more canned goods, especially soap, aspirin, Benadryl, bug spray, you know, just we had it all. I mean, you saw the list.
I did see the list. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it was awesome. So then after that, we went down, because when I lived in Hendersonville, everybody pretty much did volunteer work. You know, I mean, there's quite frequent. So we went down to an area down there where they, you know, also they'd feed people, they'd give clothing, do all that stuff. So we left some items there, and that's where the goon squad was. They said they'd be more than willing to accept you. I told them who you were. They said, give them a call. That's the 4 guys sitting by the truck. So that's the goon squad. You know, you're like, I don't know who those guys are. So
we know who the goon squad is. Was the goon squad out of North Carolina, or were they out of Mississippi?
No. That goon squad was just it's like 20 miles away. What they were doing is a couple Marines, some people had been in service, and the center guy was like the funny guy. And so they were out cutting stuff down and accepting donations. And they had boxed up a bunch of stuff. And, you know, I think they had about 10 boxes. Enough, it looked like, you know, 10 boxes, enough for 10 families for whatever days they pack on them, you know, and it was very well accepted. And so was our products that we left. So no, they were going out cutting down trees, and when they'd take their break and go drop food off once it'd been deliver to them. Very good, very nice guys. And one joked on the other about how he was posing on his truck, but it was funny. So after that, I was like, okay, we still have a fair amount of supplies because they couldn't accept. They were expecting a whole lot more people to bring stuff. So like, okay, spread it out, And my idea was also to spread it out, not like give somebody, here's one bunch of bananas, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. So, if you're going to go out to eat something. So then at that point, we went up to the last one, that place. I believe that was the place that was most in need. It was Hope Faith, I believe Methodist. That's the way it is. And it's, I think probably most places in the United States, it's like a church or community center. That's where people go when they need help, whether you believe in them or not.
Right.
I'm sorry.
No, right. And I didn't get that video in there. I was getting them uploaded as quick as I could. I really felt terrible today, but so at the end of the day, you ended up dropping off the last of the donations with that church.
That's correct. Yeah. And I want to go a little bit in depth with this. It seemed like, when I got there, their pantry was really low. I mean, and these, they were talking about how they feed people. I mean, they go, she does an in-depth job with help with the community. And East Flat Rock is probably, I want to say, a 15, 20-minute drive right outside of Hendersonville, where most of the supplies for the people could get. So, I mean, they had nothing there. People lost a lot of work. There was no power. There was no work, nothing. Probably 30 to 40% of that area was no power, which means no jobs, no work. So we dropped a lot of stuff off, and and looking at their pantry and the way the lady's face when I was dropping it, of course she's a nice lady, but and dropping that stuff off, you could tell it was like one of those days, like they literally lived on their name, faith and hope, like they were hoping something would come in, and there it came.
And then you dropped off a bunch of food so they could give it out to people, a bunch of supplies, medicine, toothpaste, even some hot dogs and some chicken and stuff like that.
Yeah, no hot dogs. Now, I'm not saying there weren't some beanie weenies in there, but there were no hot dogs.
Right.
Yeah. Well, they're beanie weenies. And, but yeah, and it was, like the hearty food, and it was, I don't know, people look at this in a different way. I was talking to somebody about that, but I mean, if you're down in that, if you've lost everything and then someone hands you, yes, of course it's food, it's sustenance.
Yeah.
But if someone hands you a can of better value, you're like, oh, fuck, okay, that's cool. But then if someone hands you, a brand name product, you're like, okay, it's just a little bit better. It's not as bad. I don't know if it's a psych thing or it's me. It wouldn't bother me, but I had that thought in my mind. I was like, yes, we could get more product, but then wouldn't that be a little bit better? I don't know. I guess there's 1,000 ways to look at that, but
look, let me, you went there, you drove hours to get there, hours to get back. You went to Walmart, did the shopping, brought the supplies there. You did everything that one human being, Team DLZ, all the folks here, we crowdfunded, over $1,200. So it's like, what more could someone ask of Alan Hubbs? Like, you own your own business, don't you, Alan?
I do. Yes. I'm very fortunate. Thank you.
Right.
Yes.
But then you have to stop doing your business to leave and go to another state to drop off supplies. So you're not doing your business when you're going to when you're driving across the state to drop off supplies for people who don't have anything. So, that was my point. And just so you guys know, Alan Hubbs over the past couple years has probably donated over $1,000, $2,000 in different things that we've done together. At least. He's always good for 40, 60, 100, 150, 120. He's donated in his money so many times to so many people. Alan, I'm just so appreciative for what you did, man. And I just want to say thank you, man, from the bottom of my heart. If you want, I have that preacher on my phone. Do you want me to show that video?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah.
She's a very pleasant lady. And yeah. I mean, because I was going to say I also took one. But yeah, if you'd like, I mean, yeah, she's a very pleasant lady, and she'll tell you all about what they do. And when you hear it, hearing it from me is completely different from seeing this lady, very pleasant and telling you exactly what they do. And you can see it. I mean, the video is going to explain,
Will you hold on? Will you hold on for 1 second real quick?
Can I give one quick thing? Can I give a shout out to my sister? She helped me shop.
Yeah, I'm not going to hang up on you. I was just going to hold you on the phone for 1 second. Will you hold on 1 second? Want to give a shout out to your sister? Go ahead.
Yeah, hey, Aaron, I don't know. Well, I shouldn't say that name. She's private. She's quiet.
Sure.
But yeah, she threw in some money. She helped us shop because I mean, it had taken me 3 hours. So we were in there and we knocked it out. So thank you, sister.
Thank you, Alan Hub sister. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate you. And then real quick, y'all, throw up a prayer for Angry Vet. He's facing the injustice system, I think in the next few days, next week, I think up in Maryland. So if you got some thoughts and prayers, if you want to throw them up for the Angry Vet, no one wants to see you get put in a dungeon. So we're praying for you. Hold on real quick, Alan. Okay, hold on real fast. Let me grab this video real quick that I didn't get in that video. I missed a few things. I missed a few things in here. I'm sorry, but I'm not 100% perfect. Don't tell anybody. If anybody asks, you tell them that I'm perfect. I'm perfect the way I am. You know what I mean? I try not to get too caught up in nonsense. So hang on one second. I do have that preacher lady. Where is she? I have her in my phone 100%. Let me see here. That is not her. That's a screen recording I did. Here's the team delete laws. How could it's delete laws with a Z, Alan. How could you mess it up? It's delete laws with a Z, buddy. What were you thinking?
Well, okay. Well, you looked that up. Do y'all remember Smokey the Bandit when Snowman was writing out that ticket at the end? He says he's trying to spell out Burdette, and he went, blah, 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 and he's like, "Fuck it, I gotta go." Yeah, maybe y'all don't remember that.
Hold on 1 second. I've got the preacher lady up. Let me share your interaction with her real quick.
Awesome.
So, and let me hear what she had to say. Here she is right here. This is the video from Alan Hubbs with the last of the donations that he had. I'm going to do that one more time here real quick because for some reason something oh, it's quick player. Let me see if I can force quick player real quick. I had some error here happen just now. I don't know what happened. I'm going to force quit this and I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to show her video one more time because for some reason I clicked something and it messed it up. So let me just show her, give her speech or her spiel one more time. I mean, that just brought tears to my eyes when she was saying that they have a tiny little congregation. That was really beautiful. Let me try that like this. You there, Alan?
I am. That's what I'm saying. With that last one, hit it right on the spot. I mean, I don't know what more to say. It speaks for itself.
She did. She was really sweet. I can't get it to come back up. Screen sharing was canceled. Okay. I think we got the gist of it though. I think we got the gist of her. So there's a tiny little church, and then at the end of the night, when you started to run out of light, you said, "I'm going to take these and give these to a church lady," and then she distributed the rest of them. Is that correct?
Yeah. I mean, well, we gave everything. That was the last place, Hope and Faith, and I stayed there long enough. Had spaghetti dinner with them. She says every Tuesday they feed a minimum of 120 people. They also do breakfast. They help basically the community. Before the hurricane, they were still helping the community with supplies. Very small. I think she was like in between 12 and 25 per Sunday. I mean, this is definitely the mom and pop church. You know, there is no extras. You know what I'm saying? There is no extras. And they help out the community an incredible amount. I could go on and on. Maybe I'll send that to you again when you have the opportunity to just put it in. Or maybe I'm going to say it. Maybe it's just not supposed to be shown.
Hold on a second. Hope and Faith. Hope United Methodist Church. Okay, cool. I did get this uploaded, and I will try to show this again. Can you guys hear me all right? Is my sound still okay? Give me a 5x5. You guys can hear me all right? Good night, April. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. That's okay. Anyway, all right, Alan, you got anything else to add?
I do not. I'm just hoping when you have the opportunity, I know you're a busy man, that you can show up, because I'm telling you, if anybody here is even somewhat soft-hearted, you better not watch it, because you're going to cry.
What? Which one is it? Watch what? Which one?
The preacher, the lady, she's just the way she talks, and how grateful their organization is for what we were able to do. And as I mentioned, I think they truly do live by hope and faith, and it showed up that afternoon.
I actually have it uploaded, so hold on one second, and I'm going to show this bad. Okay, there we go. Now I got it. I put it in my YouTube studio so that we can take a look at the video again. Sorry about that. Hope and Faith. And let's get her website as well. If you guys want to, drop her $5 or something, that would be absolutely amazing. Can you guys see what I can see? All righty, let me open this bad chicken a little bit bigger. Does that zoom in on her face at all? It does not. Of course it doesn't. So let's play this.
Hi, my name is Reverend Daniel Hammett. I'm the pastor at Hope United Methodist Church in East Flat Rock, North Carolina. We are a church that does missions primarily. We have a very small congregation, 12 to 25 on Sundays, usually what we have. We use a lot of community support. We serve usually around 100 to 120 people on Tuesday night for a community meal. And we become a hub for handing out things that are needed, whether it's baby clothes, diapers, wipes, furniture, and right now, food for the hurricane victims, water, and other things that you guys have provided, and we're so grateful that you did that. So thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts and from East Flat Rock United Methodist Church. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Could also maybe if you have a website or Facebook?
We do. It's Hope United Methodist Church.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
There we go.
So here it is.
Hi, my name is Reverend Daniel Hammett. I'm the pastor at
I
Hope
saved
United
that bad
Methodist Church in
chicken.
East Flat.
And now I'm actually going to put this out publicly with her information in it so that she can, there it is. I just put it out. Why not? Why not? Why not? If people want to donate to the Flat Rock Methodist Church in Flat Rock, North Carolina, that has a congregation of 25 people, she said 15 to 25 people on Sunday, that's
15, 25 people, Hope Faith Methodist, East Flat Rock.
Yeah. It's the shame of what YouTube is doing to the channel is that when we get 1,000, 2,000 people in here, we can raise thousands of dollars really quickly. And with only 100, 200 people, there's 155 people in here. So it's like, it's a little bit frustrating for me, but at the same time, you know what? We did put some products in the hands of people there, and we got to meet that nice lady from Flat Rock, North Carolina. So, I consider it a win-win-win. Everybody here who donated, everybody who shared the video, everybody who liked the video and put it out there to people. That's awesome. That's so awesome. So anything else you got, Alan?
No, I was going to say, hey, thanks, y'all, Team Dewey Laws, that, we were able to fill that truck up. And really, it couldn't have held any more safely. And so that's that. Thanks, y'all. That's about it.
All right, my brother. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Okay, I'm going to get back in the watch, y'all. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye, Alan. So that's Alan Hubbs, everybody, who went there and did the do. He actually did it. And open that bad chicken. There it is. And let me present this. And let's just take a look at this truck real quick, which I think is really cool that he did it this way. He put Team Delete Laws right there because that's all y'all. That's all y'all. Y'all did that. That's just so absolutely amazing. And listen, don't get down at all. Don't be discouraged one single bit. We don't stop. I have lost accounts for so many, you have no idea. So it sucks to lose a huge account like this one. I'm going to start a new channel. Obviously, I have a studio here, and there's a reason why I opened this new studio. And I'm going to open another channel, and we don't stop. You put it in the chat for me. We don't stop. We don't stop. We don't stop. No matter what they do, we're not going to stop. I'm just going to keep on doing it. I'm going to keep on doing it. The only person who can stop us is us. The only person who can stop you is you. The only person who can stop me is me. Don't ever lose faith. Don't ever lose hope. We don't stop no matter what. And today we got to see that. I mean, we got to literally see this whole truck full of supplies go there and put those in people's hands so that they have something when, and also when a stranger shows up and has a bottle of Tylenol, a banana, chicken, an apple, whatever they have in their hand, and they're giving it to you, and your house just got melted by a flood. You know, it's super, super great. I'm nothing but grateful. Nothing but grateful. So one more time, big thank you to all y'all. Big thank you to all y'all. We're going to watch one or two videos, and then I got to get the flock out of here. I have not. So I thought that this video, police threatened to arrest citizens for giving food to homeless people, and they call it an unlawful activity. I thought that this would be a good one to show with this particular live stream.
You guys are blocking people from bringing food to homeless people. You guys are denying food to homeless people.
Nobody was denied food. Nobody was denied food.
Just to get your little police.
You should get your facts straight if you're going to come over here and accuse people.
Oh, we do have our facts straight.
Really?
You're saying that you'll arrest people if they go in there with.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you say so.
Okay, so what if someone takes food in, then what?
We're not letting people wheel carts of food in, okay?
Well, there it is right there. If you're not letting people take food in, then you're preventing people from getting food. I'm just saying. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to see if you're stopping people from getting food, then you are the one who are stopping people from eating. Is that too far? Have I gone too far with this? You've gone too far, Chili.
Okay. That's a crime. They're blocking the street. They're
That's a
committing
crime.
disorderly conduct, which is a crime.
That's a crime.
Bring it in plate by plate, a few plates at a time.
Why don't you guys go bother somebody else? Okay?
Why don't you answer our questions and say?
Because I don't have to answer your questions. I'm being generous.
Are we allowed to?
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, gosh. He's being generous by talking to us at all. Thank you, Copper, Mr. Crime Stopper. Thank you so much for talking to us. Now that you're talking to us, man, I tell you what, thank you so much, partner. I'm about to drop my Southern accent on you. Just come down with a flying elbow right on your face. Just, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You bring in a few plates at a time, or
Nobody's
is that
bringing food into that unlawful activity.
Unlawful activity to feed people. How absolutely extraordinary is that?
Filming how you guys are blocking people from bringing food to homeless people. You guys are denying food to homeless people.
Nobody was denied food. Nobody was denied food.
Just to get your little police.
You should get your facts straight if you're going to come over here and accuse people.
Oh, we do have our facts straight.
Really?
You're saying that you'll arrest people if they go in there with.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you say so.
Okay, so what if someone takes food in, then what?
We're not letting people wheel carts of food in, okay? That's a crime. They're blocking the street. They're committing disorderly conduct, which is a crime.
What if
okay?
they bring it in plate by plate, a few plates at a time?
Why don't you guys go bother somebody else? Okay?
Why don't you answer our questions and say?
Because I don't have to answer your questions. I'm being generous.
Are we allowed to bring in a few plates at a time? Or
Nobody's
is that
bringing food into that unlawful activity.
Unlawful activity. That's unbelievable that he said that. That is unbelievable that he said. Oh, watch this. What the hell? So this is the City of Goodyear Police Department. Let me come on here real quick. This is the City of Goodyear Police Department, and they have decided that they were going to do some sort of funny little thing on TikTok. And this is real. These are actually police officers from the City of Goodyear, Arizona Police Department. If you guys don't know, when I was in Arizona last time and I showed you that a senator, a Arizona state senator by the name of Kavanaugh. He was the one that put the bill in that put a limit, a 10-foot zone around where you could film police. I was staying in Goodyear, Arizona. So when I saw this video, I thought to myself, no way. So cringe. That is so cringe. I mean, I don't think that could be any more cringe than it is. Absolutely wacky. Watch this.
Did you see the signs back there?
So there is this ongoing war between cyclists and automobile drivers. It's happening all over the country, from New York to California. Because cities around the country have put in bike lanes, as soon as you start riding in the bike lane, it started off like that. People were riding in the bike lane. And now people ride in the road, people ride wherever they want. In Houston, Texas, there's a gigantic biking event that happens once a week, every week in the city of Houston. And there are thousands and thousands of bike riders. How do I know? Because I was there. I filmed it. I went live from that event. I showed video from that event previously. Now, this is what's happening. And so the police in America, what they're doing is they're becoming more and, well, the police in America are authoritarian. Oh, the police in America are authoritarian constantly. No matter, we've created a total police state, prison state, death state. You know what the worst part for me is? The worst part for me is rooting for Trump to beat Kamala when I hate Trump. That's the worst part for me. Quietly hoping that Trump beats Kamala, because if he gets in, he'll do everything he can to indemnify police, and that'll put more people on our side, the side of holding police accountable. Am I wrong on this? Follow my logic. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree. If Trump gets in, he will do everything he can to suck up to his base of police. And when he does that, it will create a larger group of people indentured against police being indemnified, and more people will want to see police held accountable. And I believe that the backlash effect will be better for us, for this group of people. And also, I think Kamala is a total nut job. I think she's a total nut job. Plus, I want to hear her answer a question, and she won't answer a question. I've watched everything. I've remained quiet because I hate them both. So if you're pro-Trump or you're pro-Kamala, I hate them both. So you can't find fault with me, because I won't vote for Kamala and I won't vote for Trump. I live in Southern California, so even if I did vote for Trump, it wouldn't matter, because Kamala is going to get the whole state, and I would not vote for Kamala Harris. I would not. Do I think a woman is qualified to be president? I'm sure there's a woman out there who's qualified to be president. I have no problem with a woman being president. None whatsoever. I have a problem with Kamala Harris being a cop and arresting people's family members for truancy. I have a big problem with that. Have you guys seen the video where she says, I decided I was going to arrest parents if their parents were truant from school? Have you guys seen that? That to me is disgusting. And she did. And she left people in prison, wouldn't give them DNA. Trump will be surrounded by Elon Musk, Robert Kennedy Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, who's a bit of a gun grabber. But even still, I would not vote for Donald Trump, and I would not vote for Kamala Harris. That's why, listen, you see these channels on YouTube, on Twitter, if they get indentured to a Trump or to a Kamala Harris, thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people watch their videos. But I won't. So don't fault me, because I don't like either one of them. I think they're both horrifically bad choices, to be perfectly honest.
This is our name, buddy. Did you see the signs back there?
Everybody else on this roadway. And yet you come down in your pack, you get your herd mentality, and you think you can blow through our city. And then when somebody accidentally honks at you, you give them the finger, and then you call us and say people are being rude to you. As a whole, I'm generalizing, of course. I'm not singling any of you out, but you all did run the stop sign. Plain as day, including you.
Plain as day. I never stopped. We're in the top 10 for club. Guaranteed.
What's that?
I just stopped talking.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
You stopped.
Yes.
Anybody vouch for him? Anybody see him stop?
I understand what you're saying.
I didn't.
Okay, well,
Were you riding in this group?
I was riding. When I saw the group came by.
Oh, okay.
I understand what you're saying.
I think you're a liar. Okay? You're a liar.
Can we just hear the officer?
Let's
hear him out.
He's going to get a ticket. Everybody else can go. Take up.
Wow. Wow. That is just so absolutely amazing. I'm going to sit here. Let me encapsulate it properly, okay? Watch this cop sit there and cop-splain to these bikers. And if they don't sit and listen to him cop-splain to them, then he's going to give the one person a ticket who says a word. And I think that this guy is going to be able to get out of the ticket because he singled him out when everybody else was doing the same action. I think he'll be able to get out of the ticket if he fights it and goes to court. But get the theme of this. If you don't let him sit there and pretend like he's your daddy, well then, everybody else can go, but you're going to get a ticket. You can even hear somebody else say, stop talking. Don't say anything. Don't say anything. As if, bow down. Daddy is here. Daddy is here, everybody. It's just so
See the signs back there?
Hey, this is our name, buddy.
Did you see the signs back there?
Everybody else on this roadway. And yet, you come down in your pack, you get your herd mentality, and you think you can blow through our city.
What about you, copper? What about you who just blows through the city? Cops kill more people speeding in their car. They hurt themselves more by speeding in the car that we pay for than anything else. Just so absolutely disgusting. And then if you don't sit there and listen to his cop-splaining, well then, he has the power to ticket you, so he will. So he absolutely will, which I find this reprehensible.
And then when somebody accidentally honks at you, you give them the finger, and then you call us and say people are being rude to you. As a whole, I'm generalizing, of course. I'm not singling any of you out.
Oh, as a whole, you're generalizing? Of course, you're generalizing, but you're not.
But you all did run the stop sign. Plain as day, including you. Plain as day.
I never stopped. We're in the top 10 for club. Guaranteed.
What's that?
I just stopped talking.
You didn't?
Did you hear the person say, just stop talking? Because they don't want to sit there and listen to this jackboot thug pig cop-splain to them how they're bad. It's just so absolutely preposterous. It's so unbelievable to me. And this is the city, this is the culture that we have created in America. It is just so. I saw someone say something a second ago, and I want to address it, where someone said, oh yeah, I want to be careful what I show here because I don't want this video to get demonetized. This is just another ridiculous JBTP who picks a fight. If this gets too violent, I've got to turn it off because Daddy YouTube, well, I mean, look at the numbers. I don't really think it matters. But this is the reason why I opened a Patreon account, and someone said they won't join. I think Jennifer said she wouldn't join Patreon. Eventually, I'm going to end up being on a site like Patreon or my own website, Team DLZ. Eventually, that's where I will end up, whether I like it or not. Watch this nonsense right here.
Yours also.
My gents. My gents. My gents.
Shoot. Shoot, El Pasar. Are we taking this? Also. Taking you. You got it down to my property. Take me. It's fine. You got it down. Take me. I'm fighting for my key. Because I can't keep because I can't give you money. You don't want your fucking money. No, not your money. Who wants your money? Because I don't want money. Shoot your money. Shoot it. Who says you want your money?
Man.
Who says you want your money? Who says you want your money? Who says you want your money? No one wants your money. In our teeth, in our young kitty bed. What's the man? You hear me?
Listen. When I don't give a fuck about you. I want you to fucking remember my face.
You want fucking shoot up, You want stand for what? You motherfucker. You want stand for motherfucker. I'm telling you. Shoot ang pasada. Shoot yung kanan ng pasada. How this man is going nowhere. Where the fuck is that?
Wow.
Put it now on media. Every media. Every page.
So what I find the most ironic and the most disgusting about this video is that the cop is trying to pick a fight with this guy when he knows that the guy can't fight back. If that guy decided he was going to fight back or defend himself against the cop, all the other cops there would have jumped him. Put a 1 in the chat if that's true. All the other cops would have jumped him. And he took a cheap shot at his face. How many men, listen, I'm 50 years old, but if you punch me in the face, let me think. I don't know if I'd fight back. I've been punched in the face a lot. I used to have arguments with people and get them so annoyed in the argument that they would punch me right in the face, and then I would go, you lose. You busted my lip. You lost the argument. Because I wrestled and fought my whole life. So 1 shot to the face doesn't, if you've been in enough wrestling matches and trained enough in MMA, jiu-jitsu, pancration, sambo, whatever sport you do, getting 1 shot, someone punches you, you're like, oh, you got me. But unless you just have an anger problem and you can't control yourself if someone physically hurts you, unfortunately for me, I was baptized in the fire. So I don't know if I'd punch him back. If a man punched me in the face and it was over a fender bender, would I punch him back? I think I would not. I think I would film him. I think I would film the entire interaction if there were no cameras around. But then here's the thing. There are cameras around. There are cameras around. And if you beat somebody up, the chance of you getting charged with a felony are very good. Very good. And also, my thing is wrestling. So if you get a hold of me, be careful because I might throw you on your head. So if someone gets a hold of me and I toss them on their head and they crack their skull and their brains come out the side and they die, is it worth it? Is it worth it for me to ruin my life because someone else couldn't control their emotional state and attacked me? You guys have seen me get pushed and shoved on camera. I don't know where this location is. If you guys want to investigate it, we can take a look into the comments here and see what this says. 2 Johannesburg traffic cops suspended after assault video surfaces of cop punching man who claims the cops wanted money. And then, so if they're suspended, so is this in Johannesburg? I think that's in South Africa. It's all the same all over. I got pulled over once for going to the right of a car that was turning left on a 2-lane road. I was 16. The cop demanded we pay him in cash. Follows to the ATM. Wisconsin cops suck. Oh, whoa, that was in Wisconsin. So this guy could be a boomer or could be news article, traffic cops suspended after video surfaces. So I'm not really sure what the outcome of that video is going to be, but that's pretty egregious. Pretty egregious, pretty bad, pretty shitty. Let's see if this video is still here. Video's unavailable. Let me see if I click on the link and see if the video unavailable. Oh, you know what though? I did have a deposition that I wanted to show you guys. And I wasn't feeling one more thing. And I want to show this to Roger Lane and Plead the Fifth. This is a really weird thing because I know you guys saw the super chat money that was in the kitty. I took a screenshot of the analytics. Let me show you the analytics and show you how. Yeah, there is that it. Right here. So check out this. This is the actual shot of. See the video right here. This was the video. Let me open this Bad Chicken Big so you guys can see what I'm looking at. This was the super chat money from the live stream that I did the other day. You know, Plead the Fifth put in 400 Australian and Roger Lane put in 100 American. You saw the total was 277 that YouTube said. And then here's Joseph Barbini twice. Here's Eli, Princess Buttercup a couple times. Here's Eli again. Here's Real Talk. And then Melisa, her super chat down here is on this rights violated video. This is the emergency live. These YouTube is listing. And obviously they said that the earnings were $277. This is 2, 4, 12, 14, 16, 18. This is $18 in super chats right here from the Emergency Live 30-minute or hour-long video we did the other day. But look, you can see Plead the Fifth doesn't show up in here, and neither does Roger Lane. But then again, these numbers don't reach 277, and this video only got like 4,000 views or something. So it's not like, how strange is that? How weird is that? That's a pretty strange thing, if you ask me. And I have a video I want to show you guys that I have been waiting to show you, and I have not shown you yet. This deposition of this cop. And this guy is such, I mean, this video is so, the very first 10 seconds of this video, and then the gentleman from Mason versus Murphy, he wanted me to show the body camera footage of his son, and I don't think I'm going to be able to stay on. It's an hour-long body cam, and I want to show the entire thing so that we can really get the gist of it. But I don't think I want to sit here for an hour longer and show it because, yeah, I'm not feeling real well. I'm overworking myself right now, to be honest with you. I'm pushing myself a little too hard. I'm going to have to take a step back here pretty soon and calm down. But I've been going hard since I got out of the dungeon. I did get a little bit of R&R when I'm looking for a video on another page here as I talk. So if I'm looking down, it's only because I'm looking for this other video. I do need to slow down a little bit because I am working too hard right now. And I said when I was in the dungeon from learning all the Supreme Court justices that working too hard can kill you, and I need to slow down on how hard I'm working. At the same time, though, I feel like if I don't hurry and get constitutional law scholar done in time, I'm going to be full of regret because I want to get it done. I want to get it done. I want to get that game up. And I hit that cop again, and I invited him to a debate. I said, "Do you want to have not a debate, a conversation?" I said, "Do you want to have a conversation?" And he didn't get back to me. Let me show you that video real quick. So this guy right here, you guys remember this guy? If you read the comments in this video, which I'll show you guys in 1 second, I hit this guy up and I said, "Hey, do you want to have a conversation?" And I said that I will be fair with you. And this is the retired cop who is supposed to be a good guy now. Word Wars is what he says his channel is.
Public records. I want to talk about.
Here it is.
Public records. I want to talk about it. Now, public records have been one of the most effective tools that I've been able to utilize when, navigating the legal system, and especially with, my local sheriff's department, and then also, dealing with the city of Los Angeles. Even at work, when I would, go through the chain of command and then ask them various questions, when I couldn't get my answers resolved, oftentimes I would resort to the public records because then I know they were required to answer. Oftentimes the chain of command wouldn't answer me. So public records in the state of California, public records falls under Government Code Section 7920.000. That's your right to public records. Now, Government Code Section 7920.530 defines a public record, and it says includes any writing containing information relating to the conduct of the public's business prepared, owned, used, or retained by any state or local agency, regardless of the physical form or characteristics. Now, what I can tell you is I personally use public records requests to get police radio transmissions, the 911 calls, the tactical frequencies, the logs. I was able to see the entire lineup who was working that evening. I was also able to receive, their policies and procedures training manuals. So you can receive any part of the manuals, any way that the departments are trained. So I was often able to utilize that. And then I even found later on when I did some litigation that I was able to get things through the public records that then when I got into litigation, the attorneys were blocking and weren't giving it up, but I was able to get it in a public records request prior to that. So I think public records are super, super important when you're dealing.
I totally agree with him. I have to be careful how much of his video I show. I'm sure that he may have seen the coverage that we did of him. I'm a little skeptical of all cops who get fired and then become like heroes for all of us. But he's talking about how important public records are, and I totally agree. I totally agree that public records are absolutely part of the most important processes that we have. And I made a video how to get the body worn camera, how to get demand for return of property. I snipped it out, but YouTube won't let me get any traction no matter what I do. So I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up. I'm just going to keep on going. However, I did open a Patreon account, so go to my Patreon account. It's Delete Laws on Patreon. I did just reestablish my Rumble account just in case. The Rumble account only has 200 subscribers right now, and I just got back into my Rumble account yesterday. I had to go through a long process to get that Rumble account. And so this one right here. Here it is. This is not what I wanted to show you guys, but I wanted to show you guys this cop's video, because ex-cop's video, because it is important that we use public records. 100% important that we use public records. I have a Rumble account. There's 205 subscribers or something like that, and you really can't make a living or have any sort of you can't make a revenue that makes it so that you can keep doing this and not have to get a job at a Subway. So it'll be tough for me to stay there. Let's check this video out though, because I just saw this the other day.
It's okay, Mario.
It's okay, Mario, as he shoves his face into the ground. And this is body worn camera, so we can watch the whole thing.
Oh my gosh. We're going to take care of you, okay?
Sounds like you're taking care of him as they throw him on the ground, push his face in the ground, stick their knees in his back.
It's okay, Mario. Oh my gosh. We're going to take care of you, okay?
Sounds like you are.
We're going to take care of you.
There, thank you. There.
Caught on police body cam again. What really happened in this Bay Area park? Police say suspect Mario Gonzalez died of a, quote, medical emergency during his arrest last week.
Trevor's buried in a cemetery, and he did comply.
And the mother of a Modesto man killed by police in 2020 says this is all too familiar. She says, like Gonzalez, her son did what police told him to do, and he still lost his life anyway.
Now, if you remember, this is eerily similar to the original headlines the night Derek Chauvin murdered George Floyd. This was the original headline to the Minneapolis press release. It was titled, quote, investigative update on critical incident. Well, the headline read, man dies after medical incident during police interaction. Alameda police have released nearly an hour of video showing officers pinning Mario Gonzalez to the ground during an arrest that ended in his death. ABC 10's Monica Coleman is live at a growing memorial in honor of Gonzalez and has more from what community activists say they think happened that day. Monica?
Bria, I'm standing in the exact spot where Mario Gonzalez lived his final moments. And this is where that memorial is being held, that people have been coming to all throughout today to pay their respects. But now an outside agency is conducting an investigation into the police department on whether or not excessive force was the result of the death of Mario Gonzalez.
How'd you wind up here?
The body camera footage released Tuesday shows officers confronting 26-year-old Mario Gonzalez, who appeared to be drunk in a park on April 19th. The video here shows officers pinning him face down for about 5 minutes, sometimes planting a knee or an elbow on his neck or back.
The officers were harassing and racially profiling a man who was nonviolent, who was very cooperative with them during their questioning and wasn't posing any kind of threat.
Gonzalez stopped breathing and was pronounced dead at the hospital. Alameda community activist George Galvez says he believed Gonzalez died due to excessive force, similar to that of George Floyd.
He was murdered by the police. It was unnecessary. It's a result of white supremacy. It's a result of the culture of policing.
I did not see any officers put their knee on.
I'm so sorry. You didn't see an officer put a knee on anybody. We're at 236 right there. There's a knee right there. What? I'm so sorry. Did he say that? I think that dirty JBTP, he just said that he didn't see the officer stick a knee on. I've only seen this once. I knew right where to go to find the knee. How did I see the copper stick a knee in the guy and then you not see a copper stick a knee in the guy's back? I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you can see the copper stick a knee in someone's back. Put a 1 in the chat if you can see an elbow. The other cop, one cop has his knee in his back. The other one puts his elbow with all of his weight on it. There's more than one copper on him. You see that? There's a knee right there again. Look, what is that?
Again, what
There's a knee, and then here's the murder gloves.
really happened in this Bay Area park. Police say suspect Mario Gonzalez.
Now they got him flipped over, and they're taking his vitals because he's DEAD. What are we talking about here? Looks to me like I see a knee in his back. Let's go back to 236, and we'll finish up this video. We're at 236.
George Galvez says he believed Gonzalez died due to excessive force, similar to that of George Floyd.
He was murdered by the police. It was unnecessary. It's a result of white supremacy. It's a result of the culture of policing.
I did not see any officers put their knee on Mr. Gonzalez's neck.
We seen it though. We all seen it, Copper.
And that I could see.
Alameda Interim Police Chief Randy Finn tells me after watching the video, he believes the officers were using what he calls the control hold, which is when an officer manipulates the joints of someone in custody. In this case, the hand and the wrist, trying to gain compliance. But Finn says you do not have to put the suspect on their stomach or face down to get them in the position.
No.
Was that I mean, so it's a knee.
You do not have to put the suspect on their
and this is an elbow right here.
stomach or face down to get them in.
There it is right there. Has anybody ever put themselves in a plank position before? Anybody ever put themselves in a plank position? They put the elbows on the ground and then they make a plank. Put a 1 in the chat if you've put yourself in a plank position before. All your weight is on your forearms and it's really hard. Does it look like that copper's in a plank position right there? It sure does, doesn't it? It looks like that copper right there is in a plank position, doesn't it? It sure does, doesn't it? It looks like he's in a plank position. I'm just saying it looks like it, right? And it looks like they're killing him is what it looks like. So, I mean, that's just what it looks like to me. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I don't think so. I think I'm 100% correct on this one. And now he's gone. He's dead.
In the position.
No, that's not a requirement.
Justice for Mario! Finn says he is unable to say if the officers involved did what they were trained to do.
In terms of whether or not
they did exactly as they were trained to do, and they killed him with that training. I mean, that's just a simple fact. They were trained to do that to people, and the training that they receive kills people. The training that the cops are doing is killing people. The idea that people have to get on the ground and they have to put their body weight on top of them is what is killing our people. It's the reason why people hate police. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out. And now let's listen to this cop lie.
Say if the officers involved did what they were trained to do.
In terms of whether or not the officers were acting within the law, policy, and their training, there's not enough information on the videos to be able to make that determination.
There's not enough information on the video, huh? Not enough information on the video? Not enough information on the video. Not enough information on the video. Not enough information on the video. Okay. Okay, sure thing. Put a 1 in the chat if there's enough information for you to see that the cops using the training that they received, that the training they received killed this man right here. Can you see it? Can everybody see it? I'm just wondering. I mean, maybe I turned 50 and my eyes just started not working, but it looks to me like the cops killed him. That's what it looks like to me. I mean, if I was a guessing man, I would say that the cops killed him. He was alive before they got there.
Hands up!
He was alive.
It's distressing video.
He was alive before he got there, and now he's dead. Out. You have rights. Cops have duties. It's not too hard to figure out, is it? It's not too hard to figure out.
Hands up! It's distressing video as cops pull over a dad. With guns drawn, they order him out of his vehicle. Face away from us! Face forward! 7 squad cars are on the scene. Deputies in Pinellas County, Florida, believe the car is stolen. Hands back. Behind your back. The concerned dad is really worried because his daughter is being ordered out of the car and she has epilepsy.
Keep coming back towards the sound of my voice. Back.
His daughter, 16-year-old Cameron, is actually cuffed. He says all those flashing squad car lights could trigger a seizure.
She's got epilepsy. What is going on? What are you?
Oh, they got to draw their guns. Don't you guys know that? It's the policy of the cops that if the car's stolen, they got to point guns at you to kill you over the car.
Do it. She doesn't understand what's going on.
Stop talking. I spoke to the upset dad, Jason Frederico. What was your biggest fear as all of this was unfolding?
Either I was going to get shot and my daughter witnessed it, or she made a faulty move if she wasn't doing the right thing. God forbid, something, she had a seizure.
But it was all a terrible mistake.
Oh, another one. Another one. What a shocker. Another mistake. Let me guess. The car wasn't stolen?
Turns out the deputy who performed the traffic stop made a typo when he inputted the vehicle's license plate into the computer. He turned the letter Y into the number 7.
What a shocker that the dumb pig made a mistake and then he pointed his gun at your head. We have to stop the idea. We have to change a felony stop to felony surveillance because it'd be real simple. It would be real simple. All you have to do is point a camera at somebody and then track the car. You don't need to point guns at the persons in the car. Once again, another ridiculously stupid policy, procedure, and protocol of these dumb. How much longer are we going to put up with this? How much longer? How much longer? I'm not for an anarchy society, but this is not rule of law. This is not a system of rule of law. This is absolute despotism and tyranny. This is unbelievable. These dirty, I'm going to try to keep my. I had a tough day. So I have to remember that there's going to be days that are going to be tough where I want to let my tongue go loose and say how I really feel. I have to be careful because you have to be a little bit governed with your mouth. You have to be a little bit. It's already out there, though. I've already said these dirty. Don't call them pigs. Whatever you do, don't call them pigs.
And the plate came back as stolen out of New Mexico.
Hey, that's wrong vehicle.
Here's the moment when the deputy realizes his mistake. Oh my God. Number 7. And the plate came back as stolen out of New Mexico.
Hey, that's wrong vehicle.
Here's the moment when the deputy realizes his mistake. Oh my God. Well, that sucks. Fellow officers express fury over the mistake.
You could have got somebody killed.
If Jason would have made one wrong move, or if the daughter would have made one wrong move, either one or both of them could have gotten shot at any time.
Hands up!
And over what? Over a car?
That's my goal.
So
goal.
So this pig right here, and he looks like an absolute pig. This pig right here, he says the quiet part out loud. And this is a long deposition, so we're not going to watch the entire thing. It's 25 minutes. But just listen to what he says.
Goal at this point is to control him. Get his hands up. Get him complying. That's my goal. I see him. His eyes are just as big as $50 or even bigger. Just like a deer in a headlight. And then I see him playing, fumbling, doing something in his lap. There's none of this. There's none of this. It's this. And he's looking at me the whole time. And then it happens.
What happened?
He sticks the gun out the window and points it at me.
Okay. How does he stick the gun out the window?
If I'm sitting in the driver's seat, where would he just went just like that.
Okay.
And it was between the mirror and the A post.
Put a 1 in the chat if you're going to need to see a video of that and you don't believe him. I don't believe you. I need to see a video. I just don't trust you. I think you're a lying pig.
Okay.
Well, actually, if I'm driving.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. If I'm driving, the driver's side the door is here. So he did this.
Okay. Because you had him moving.
Excuse me.
Further into the passenger compartment.
No, that was completely.
Right.
That was my mix up in the side. It was the right side that he did it with, and then he put the gun between the window and the A post.
You said right side again.
Left side. I'm dyslexic.
Are you dyslexic?
No,
Okay.
I'm sorry. I didn't. That was a bad joke.
He's lied again.
What did you do at that point?
I let a round off at the suspect.
Okay. Do you recall how many rounds?
Just one at that time.
Okay. And where did it strike?
The hood and windshield area, right in front of him.
And how many muzzle flashes did you see in total at scene 2?
At least the initial, at least 1, and possibly 2. I can't count them. I can't tell you how many exactly I saw.
This was before you fell.
Yes.
Okay. And then after you fell, how many muzzle flashes did you see?
4.
Several.
Okay. And I remember you saying at some point that you heard dink dink or dink dink dink. You heard shots land around you. Is that
Dink, 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 like an acorn?
correct?
That's correct.
Okay. How many times did you hear some evidence of something hitting around you, meaning that bullet being fired around you?
At least once or twice.
Okay. If a gun misfires and no projectile goes out, is there a muzzle flash?
Check to form.
No. Okay. I was committed to engaging him.
Oh, you were committed to it.
I did that, at which point my ankle rolled off the curb and I fell on my back.
Okay.
A lot of people do it, so like they don't mean to do it, but this was a happenstance that had happened of the like a kind of a mechanism of how I was falling. I was falling and still shooting, so somehow the gun jammed from limp wristing it.
Okay. Do you know by the time that you fell how many shots you had fired?
4.
And what did you have to do to alleviate the jam of the gun?
I chose to do a combat reload, which is just basically put another magazine in,
Okay.
clear the malfunction, and put another mag in.
Okay. Were you being fired upon at that point?
He had the gun out the window, and he was pulling the trigger.
I think you indicated that while you were down or falling, there were several rounds that were fired at you. Or you saw several muzzle flashes?
Yes.
Okay. How do you define several?
Check to form.
1 or 2. 2 probably.
Okay. Several's not 1.
Yeah.
We agree to that. Do you mean is several more than 2?
Check to form.
I would say 2.
Okay.
So we'll say a couple.
Okay. Are those the shots that you heard around you?
Check to form.
Land around you? Or were there other shots that you heard land around you?
Check to form.
My perception at the time was yes.
That those were the shots that landed around you?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to understand how many times you recall that gun being fired. And I've got about 2, and then at a separate timeline, a little further down, several, but now that several's 2 as well. Is that is accurate?
I have. Can I look in this deposition?
You want to refresh your recollection of what
Sure,
you said
that'd
prior?
be
That's
great.
fine.
You got to check the notes to make sure he gives the right answer. Team DLZ, what's up, brother?
On the pavement. It doesn't specify. It says that I heard tick, tick, tick on the pavement.
In your deposition, you discussed dust. Tell me about that.
4.
Was there dust at scene 2?
Yes.
Tell me about that.
4.
There was dust at scene 2.
And I understand there may have been dust on the ground, but did the dust become airborne?
Yes, from the suspect's vehicle spinning in the grass, which was dry, created a plume of dust.
Okay. Did the dust settle? That's what we say. Before you got out of your car?
No.
Okay, so there was still some dust in the air.
Correct.
Did it affect your visibility?
No. The spotlight on my vehicle I was able to really quickly ascertain what was going on through the dust.
Okay. When did the dust settle?
Objective 1.
Still hasn't settled. I guess it never really did. I mean, that I remember.
Okay. And by dust settling, I mean it going back to the ground.
Correct. I mean, it was in the air the whole time.
Okay. Because this was about a 30-second deal.
Correct.
So the dust was staying in the air. Okay. My understanding that this guy named Bynum was trying to Marvin Jones had an outstanding warrant out of state. Were you aware of that?
Yes, I was.
Were you aware of that at the time?
No.
Okay. When you went to pull over,
actually strike that. Yes, I was aware of that.
Okay. Let me back up then. When
He can't tell the truth. He has dyslexia. He doesn't. Were you aware of it? I wasn't aware of it. Oh yeah, I was aware of it. I forgot that I'm supposed to tell the truth.
you went to pull over the Lincoln, did you run the tag?
Yes, I called the tag out.
Okay. And what response did you get?
I can't remember that.
Okay. Did you, before you engaged, before you got out of your car and engaged Marvin Jones, did you know anything about him or his background?
Just the fact that he might have some felony warrants out of New Hampshire.
How did you learn that?
Apparently, somebody called from New Hampshire to rat him out, say that he was going to be at, this is the story I got, say that he was going to be at the, picking this girl up at the airport, and he was in this vehicle.
Okay, so you knew that before you got out of your car.
That was hubbub on the radio prior to even engaging him. Anybody engaging him.
Okay. What do you mean hubbub on the radio?
That was talk on the radio. That was, I think that came in at the same time that we were learning that information, the same time the whole gun incident happened in the airport.
That there was somebody, tell me again, or tell me what you heard.
That there was a guy waving a gun, and that this person, like I said, it was learned all at the same time that he had possible felony warrants out of New Hampshire.
Okay.
You know, I want to break it up a little bit here, just for the rules of YouTube and fair usage, and give a reaction here. So, how many people have fired a gun before? Put a 1 in the chat if you fired a gun or if you own a gun. It's a 1 for me. So that's a 1 for me. We hear these cops say he was waving a gun around. Put a 1 in the chat if you fired a gun before and you've never waved a gun around. It's just the most ridiculously stupid thing that was ever created or made up. Nobody who fires a gun and uses a gun and has a gun for self-protection waves a gun around. He was waving a gun around. That is stupid. It's the stupidest thing anybody could ever say. I saw him and he was waving a gun around. I can't give a... Oh, you know what? I can give an example. Do you guys want an example? I'll give you an example of waving a gun around. Give me 1 second.
And that this person, like I said, it was learned all at the same time that he had possible felony warrants out of New Hampshire.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
What threat was posed to the safety of an officer or other person at the point you first got out of your car?
There was none.
Okay. What threat to an officer or other was posed when you first drew your firearm?
There was none.
What threat to an officer or other was posed when you got out of your car, when you took a step towards the Lincoln?
Objective 1.
At this point, the defendant's actions.
Okay. What?
Fumbling around on his, making very furtive movements.
Okay.
Kept looking at me. Very suspicious.
Okay.
Very suspicious, furtive movements. Just to be official here so everybody knows exactly, this is my bug assault. This is a saltomatic. It's called a saltomatic. It shoots salt at flies and bugs. So that way no one can say anything. It's yellow. Gun manufacturers, I don't think it's legal to make firearms that are yellow or pink or orange. I think that the orange tip signifies that it's not a firearm, and the yellow body of it signifies also that it's not an actual firearm. When I shoot flies out of the air, if I can get them, when I shoot my Saltomatic, I don't go waving it around like this. I don't see a fly and think, I think I'll wave my Saltomatic gun. Or like, what are you talking about? It's a Saltomatic. It's a gun that shoots flies. It shoots flies out of the air. So it's just so ridiculously preposterous to hear this copper say that he was waving a gun around. It is such an insult to our intelligence.
Have you ever been reprimanded or even so much as sat down and talked to involving any insensitivities or issues related to race?
Objective 1. I was accused one time.
What happened?
To the venue. She couldn't drive her car down there, and she was just pitching a huge fit. So she fabricated a story, and it was that we were racist.
Okay.
And that we had several times called her, because she accused him of the same thing. And it wasn't a race thing like they made it out to be. It was just the fact that you're young, you haven't really done anything. And it ended up where he was putting his finger in my chest, touching me, telling me I'm going to respect him because I got a badge. He said, I got a badge and you're going to respect me. That ended up into a shove by me. He came back. We ended up tussling. I mean, he's a relatively smaller kid. I had the complete physical and weight advantage on him. There was never any punches thrown. It was a physical shoving match that when he speared me, his head went in here. Of course, I grabbed him, and then there's the bruises came from there's wooden benches in the locker room. Well, I could feel his head bouncing off that wood as we hit the ground because I had no control. At one point, he hit his emergency button on his radio, basically saying to come help me because I'm getting my butt kicked by Mercero.
Huh.
And that was it. I mean, I said, "Are we done?" He says, "Yeah, we're done." And you know, and again, it was all about respect with him. All about respect. He played the victim card very well.
Did you have your duties as a canine handler revoked or rescinded at any point?
Yes, I did.
What happened or why?
Form of objection.
In my opinion,
Yes.
I was doing my job too well.
What does that mean?
It means I was beating the streets and I was catching bad guys.
Okay.
There wasn't a lot of bad guys that got away from me.
Because your dog got him.
Because we got them as a team.
Okay.
Oh, the blue team. He exchanges virtue for being on a team.
How was that communicated to you that you were being disciplined because of the use of the canine?
Some kind
Form
of
of objection. Go ahead.
bite ratio. I don't know. There's a national bite ratio, 30%. And if you have an above average bite ratio, that means you could be using your dog too much.
Okay.
Put a 1 in the chat if using a dog at all is using it too much. The only time a dog should be used is if there's a kidnapped child that's being held ransom.
A bite ratio is how many people you apprehend and then how many people you dog bite during that apprehension. So they're saying 30%. So they're saying out of 10 people that you apprehend, you should bite 3 of them, let's say.
Okay.
Which never made any sense to me.
When was your canine handler duties taken away?
Late 2011. As a matter of fact, December 23rd, 2011.
Okay. December.
What did he say exactly?
Handler response. When was your canine handler duties taken away?
His canine responsibilities to be a canine handler were taken away.
Late 2011. As a matter of fact, December 23rd, 2011.
Okay. December 23rd. Why does that date stick out?
Worst day of my life. I enjoyed the job. Right. I would have paid the city to come do that job. Tracking down bad guys and finding them and apprehending them.
Did you apprehend good guys?
Let me translate this for you real quick.
I enjoyed the job. Right. I would have paid the city to come do that job.
I enjoy the job. I enjoy the job. I would have paid the city to come and do that job. Translation. I'm addicted to the power. I love being able to put my knee in people's backs. I love putting people in torture cuffs. That's what translation of that is. I loved the job. Being a copper doesn't sound like a very fun job to me. It sounds miserable. And this jackboot thug pig said that he would do it for free. He would pay the city to do the job so that he could hurt people and attack people with a canine dog and it be legal. Just disgusting.
Tracking down bad guys and finding them and apprehending them.
Did you apprehend good guys?
Detective form.
Never.
Liar.
I take that back. I bit a victim one time because she jumped in front of me.
So can this guy ever tell the truth? He lies constantly.
Job. Tracking down bad guys.
Did you apprehend good guys?
Detective form.
Never.
Never, but then wait.
I take that back. I bit a victim one time because she jumped in front of me. So I did. I bit a victim one time.
Was that another officer?
No, it was a victim, a domestic violence victim.
Was there an officer bitten?
Never. I've never bitten an officer.
Okay.
My dog has never bitten an officer.
Right, and that's fine as long as we clarify it once. The one that was innocent, that was a domestic violence case. Was that the one with the apple in her hand or something involving an apple?
Or That was another officer.
Okay.
And if you knew her, the rhetoric behind her is the dog never bit her. The dog was trying to bite the apple in her hand. The dog never put teeth on her at all. He tried to grab the apple.
But she claimed that the dog bit her.
But never injured.
Did she claim that is Iko?
Iko.
Iko. A-E.
E-I-K-O.
E-I-K-O. She claims Iko bit her.
Sure.
Okay. Right before this shooting, or before the incident involving Marvin Jones, there was an issue with an air card. What happened in that?
Check the form.
A new sergeant flexing his stripes. That's what happened there. A new sergeant flexing his stripes.
What does that mean?
Oh, well, before he tells you what that means, let me tell you exactly what that means. If it's a new sergeant flexing his stripes, was that the exact terminology that he just used?
A new sergeant flexing his stripes.
A new sergeant flexing his stripes. Put a 1 in the chat if a new sergeant flexes his stripes every single day. Put a 1 in the chat if a new lieutenant flexes his stripes every day. Put a 1 in the chat if a new captain flexes his stripes every day. And every day cops are getting promoted and every day cops are retiring. So that means every day there's a cop with new stripes who went from an officer to a sergeant, from a sergeant to a lieutenant to a captain to a general, to a major, to whatever other acronym, military title they can give themselves to make themselves feel like they're not a complete reject. That's the fact. If he has a new sergeant or new lieutenant flexing their stripes, then that means that there's a new sergeant, new lieutenant, new captain in every state, city, town in America who are flexing their stripes. That's what that means. That's exactly what that means. And that means they're flexing their stripes on who? On you and on me. And that is the definition of a despotic government. When there is no rule of law, the rules are whimsical or at your caprice. And that's exactly what this is. This jackboot thug pig is exposing everything.
That's what happened there. A new sergeant flexing his stripes.
What does that mean?
It means he had power now and he was going to authorize, he was going to do whatever he was going to do. It was an email that could have been cleared up with a phone call. An email that I deleted because I don't know anything about an air card. I was told to take an air card from a computer in the computer lab, from the computer girl. I took it. I wrote it down. I documented it. She said, just keep that one. I'm going to put another one in there. Well, in the meantime, this new sergeant is trying to find this air card. And he puts an email out, a department-wide email. Well, I don't know anything about a stolen air card. So I hit delete. Well, the next thing I know, he's sending me second and third emails. Well, now I'm reading them. And I replied back to him, but he still wrote me up for insubordination.
Do you recall in 2011, a person named Justin Riddle claiming you did an unauthorized strip search or use of force on them?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that one.
On Mason Avenue.
I'm sorry. Did you hear the question here? Let me replay the question.
Claiming you did an unauthorized strip search or use of force on them?
Claiming that this guy did an unauthorized strip search. Take a look at him. Would you want him? I see you, Team DLZ. Would you want this guy? And just so you guys know, I had to strip down naked in front of the guards at CCDC a dozen times. Take off all my clothes, turn around, bend over, and cough. For what? The lowest number I got from the guards of people who have something stuffed up their backside was 1 in 500. How many days a week did you catch someone with something stuffed up their backside? They said maybe once a month. But yet they treat us all like we're stuffing stuff up our backsides. And now you see this jackboot thug pig right here. He did an illegal strip search. He looks like a frickin' pervert to me. He looks like a frickin' pervert. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that one.
On Mason Avenue.
I think so. Tell me about what you recall.
I don't recall much of that, other than dopers hide.
What's
They're dopers, criminals, people who sell drugs hide their drugs under their testicles and in compartments in their underwear.
Oh, how often is that? That is so preposterous. It does happen, I'm sure, very seldomly.
Do you need supervisor authority to conduct a strip search?
Yes, sir.
Did you obtain supervisor authority before you searched Justin Riddle?
No, sir.
Did you receive counseling or did a supervisor talk to you about that and tell you did that portion incorrectly?
Yes, sir.
Okay. March 2011, there was a newspaper article about a lawyer that claimed you used excessive force. Do you recall that incident?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about that.
Form objection.
Forget his name. He's from Tavares. He was, Roe. He was hammered. He was drunk.
Oh yeah, I remember this one. This is the one where you were alleged to have gone in a home without permission, like moved somebody's arm. You recall that incident? What happened there?
I was on K9. We were looking for, they're twins. There's two of them. And I forget their names, but we saw one on the bed through the window. And I'm like, that's him. That's him. But this is before I knew he had a twin or a brother. So he had a felony warrant.
The twin did?
No.
The one of them
had a felony warrant.
The guilty one, not the innocent one.
So the mother's there and got the place surrounded. And basically she said, you're not coming in. Well, he's in there. We can see him in there. We can force entry on a felony warrant if we see the person and we confirm it's him. I eat that one. That was my responsibility all day long.
I eat that one?
Knowing that.
Did he just say, I eat that one? He said, I eat that? As they're talking about the things they're talking about, he says, I eat that one?
We see the person and we confirm it's him. I eat that one. That was my responsibility all day long for not knowing that it's the brother. They do look different. If I had seen his face, maybe pay attention to his haircut.
What? Paid attention to his haircut?
They do look different. If I
because they're twins.
Had seen his face, maybe pay attention to his haircut. Yeah, that one was an unfortunate mistake on my part. Whether or not, I'm pretty wide. So whether or not she felt pressed up against the wall, I didn't. It was nothing intentional.
I recall telling her something to the effect of it wouldn't be pretty if she didn't get out of your way.
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to get into this house to get this felon.
Would that be simple battery? Simple battery.
Objective form.
Yes. If a person touches somebody that's unwanted, or it could be considered resisting an officer. If that had been the brother, she could have gone to jail for resisting.
But it wasn't the brother, and she told you it wasn't the brother, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And to get paid for watching your dog. That's what they do. Some people before me and during my tenure as a canine handler, that's what they do. They'll back in somewhere and they'll wait for that burglar alarm, which happens 5 times a night. Other than that, they're watching a movie. That's not my way. It's not what I do.
What's your way?
My way is I did everything as a canine handler. It wouldn't be nothing out of the realm of me to go take a 43 retail theft. I wrote 10 tickets a night. And then that's on top of all my canine duties. So if there was a bad guy to be found, I was doing it. That's the guy. That's what I was doing.
Okay.
Wow. This here, let me give you the timestamp here. 22:07. There's only 3 minutes of this video left, about 4 minutes of this video left, but just take certain account to this right here.
And they'll wait for that burglar alarm.
Okay. Now listen to what he says here.
Which happens 5 times a night. Other than that, they're watching a movie.
Okay. So he's saying the other cops are watching a movie unless a burglar alarm goes off. But now listen to what this jackboot thug pig says right here. He's the super cop. He's doing everything, including his canine duties. He's the tyrant. This is one of the worst pigs there is in the country.
That's not my way. It's not what I do.
What's your way?
My way is I did everything as a can handler. It wouldn't be nothing out of the realm of me to go take a 43 retail theft. I wrote 10 tickets a night. And then that's on top of all my canine duties. So if there was a bad guy to be found, I was doing it. That's the guy. That's what I was doing.
Okay. Did you ever arrest a good guy?
Can you guys do me a favor? Put jackboot thug pig right in the comment section. This guy's a jackboot thug pig. Good to see you, BZ Watchdog.
Form.
Did I ever arrest a good guy?
Yeah.
Not that I can recall.
So, Deputy Chief Bears, am I pronouncing that correct?
Bears.
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 Okay. Issued you a memo about his perception of your misuse of canines. Is that a fair?
That's fair.
Okay. A fair characterization of that, not necessarily what you did or didn't do. Do you agree with that characterization?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. This comes from a liberal chain of command who got mad at me chasing a fleeing felon into a dumpster. Empty dumpster. You jump in the dumpster, police canine, come on, I'm going to be dog bit. No answer. Okay.
You sent the dog in?
That's what he's for. I'm giving you warnings. So he just made such a big deal about why didn't I do something different? Oh, like shake the dumpster upside down. What'd you want me to do?
Wow. He literally believes that if someone won't come out of a dumpster, it's his job to attack that person with a canine dog. And you guys have seen from that website, dogsbite.org, that when a canine bites you, it's $1 million in skin grafts and surgeries to get your limb to work normally again, because they'll bite you right here. And he believes it's his job that if you evade him and jump in a dumpster, that it's his job to send a dog in the dumpster to bite you and attack you. What a jackboot thug pig.
This comes from a liberal chain of command.
Oh, so now when people say, oh, let's vote for conservatives believe that if you break the law in any way, you should be attacked by a dog and put in a cage. How's our society? How's our culture? How's your city? Crime's way down after caging millions of people. Violent attacks are way down after we put all these people in a cage. There's so much less looting. There's less street racing now. There's less assaults. There's less rapes. There's less battery. Right? No. But he's speaking for the idea that conservatives would completely approve of him sending a dog in to attack you inside of a dumpster. I identify as conservative. I identify as liberal. I identify as both. My conservative side doesn't want to see people get attacked by dogs. That's preposterous. It's absolutely preposterous.
Who got mad at me chasing a fleeing felon into a dumpster. Empty dumpster. You jump in the dumpster, police canine, come on, I'm going to be dog bit. No answer. Okay.
You sent the dog in?
That's what he's for. I'm giving you warnings. So he just made such a big deal about why didn't I do something different? Oh, like shake the dumpster upside down. What'd you want me to do? I mean, that's the kind of thing that I was dealing with. Every decision I made to dog bite somebody, there could have been a better answer from a certain captain or a certain two captains at that time. Like there could have been something else could have been done. and they exploited that. And I mean, it was horrific.
Is it fair to say that they want to keep the suspects safer?
I guess it's fair to say.
They want to preserve more of their civil rights?
And that's how cops get killed. Second guessing themselves. And I guess it's fair to say.
They want to preserve more of their civil rights?
And that's how cops get killed. Second guessing themselves and not taking action when it should be taken.
Would a offender?
Wow, that is just disgusting. He's saying cops shouldn't hesitate. They should just shoot you or sick you with a dog. He's just disgusting. You see why I wanted to show this to you? I've already seen this. I can't believe how angry this makes me. This is guy. Don't call them pigs unless they're a fucking pig. This guy is a fucking pig. He is the nastiest of all pigs. This guy is a disgusting pig. Don't second guess yourself. Just kill the person. Don't second guess yourself. Attack the person with a dog. You are a pig, bro. You're a pig. I hope you burn in hell, dude. I really do. I hope you burn in hell. Just disgusting.
In a dumpster, what threat did an offender in a dumpster present to you?
If he had a gun, there could have been a million different things going wrong in there.
Did you ever find out did you apprehend that offender?
I did.
Because of the dog?
Correct.
Was he armed?
No.
Okay.
So he wasn't armed.
Well, explain for me what you mean by liberal chain of command.
Objective form.
Oh, he's not going to answer it now. He answered all the other ones real quick. Chevy!
To them, a dog biting a person was never okay.
It's not okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. A dog biting a person is not okay. Dogs biting human beings and being trained to be mean is not okay. You have to abuse the dog to get the dog to bite people. You have to be mean to the dog. You have to get the meanest of dogs to bite people. It is not okay for dogs to bite people. There can be an asterisk there, unless the most extreme situations where you have to send somebody in, but the person or animal that you're going to send in, there's a very good chance the dog will be attacked, shot, or killed. And then we send in a dog instead of a human because a dog's life is not worth a human's life. This is disgusting. This guy is disgusting. Put a one in the chat if this makes you mad. Does this make you as mad as it makes me? This makes me fucking mad. I mean, listening to him, he's a disgusting maggot.
I guess to them, a dog biting a person was never okay. There was always another answer.
Is there? Do you disagree with that?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Okay. What else could have been done? Let's just stick with the dumpster. What else could have been done in that incident besides putting your dog in the dumpster to apprehend that individual?
Objective form.
Hindsight's always 20/20.
Okay.
But
Would you say the same thing about if I asked you that question about the Marvin Jones incident?
Objective.
No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't say hindsight's 20/20.
No, I wouldn't.
If you had to do it all over again, you wouldn't call a supervisor.
No, no.
It's over in a
You
second.
wouldn't coordinate with your fellow officers.
No, sir.
He would do it all just how he did already because he's a pig.
You would have, in every replay of this, you would have Miss Bailey wind up paralyzed.
Objective form.
No, sir.
Wow. That was so hard to watch. That was absolutely disgusting. Tower time. You got your stuff? Yeah, I think I recognize your email address as well. I'm glad you got your TRIFOLDS cop cards. I think I threw one or two in there extra for you as well. So I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated, and I've already seen this video, but I'm really, really angry. Thank you for the super chat, Tower Time. Thank you, Jennifer Hill, for the super chat as well earlier. I'm sorry I didn't get to read it off. It's right here. Thank you, Jennifer Hill. Thank you, Tower Time, Jennifer Hill. Thanks, Plead the Fifth, for the super chat. Chevy, love you. Thanks for throwing in on everything and everybody all the time. BZ Watchdog. I didn't get a chance to watch that whole audit that you did the other day. If you guys are not subscribed to BZ Watchdog, get over there to his channel. Get over there and subscribe to his channel. He's out there doing the work. Milena, Plead the Fifth. April, Brian, all y'all. Chevy, Bruce, Gregory, Mikey B. I didn't see Mikey B in here tonight, but I just want to say thank you to all you guys. Tower Time. Remember, get your trifolds and cop cards. I lowered the price too much, thinking that I could do it. My business manager is pretty upset with me for lowering them. You know, I cut the price down so ridiculous. He was upset. But you know what? I tried to do it. I did my best. They might go up a little bit more. I'm just trying to find that sweet spot where people can get as many of my products as they can. That's why I give so many away for free. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a cop card or a trifold that I gave to you. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a trifold in your car. If you have one of these trifolds in your car, or if you have a pair of cop cards in your wallet, put a 1 in the chat for me. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. So all y'all have cop cards and wallet and trifolds. So cool. If you guys don't have a trifold or a cop card, go to my website, deletelaws.com, and get a trifold in your car. It goes in your visor. Watch my videos, how to use your trifold, how to use your cop card. I'm making new videos tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll be doing new videos, how to use your trifold. No calling them pigs in the new how to use your trifold. So I'm upset. I'm frustrated. April, thanks for coming. Ryut, Serious Audits, Overturn Terry versus Ohio. Bree, good to see you. TiVo, nice to see you. Good to see everybody. Thank you all for Sacramento. Liney, great email today. Thanks, man. I appreciate that information. Really appreciate it. Nice. Jennifer Hill bought hers. Did I give you an extra pair for free? I usually give you an extra pair for free. I hope that I did. If I didn't, gosh, that's terrible of me not to give you an extra pair of cop cards for free. I try to give as many away as I can for free. 3, because you never sent me a free one, Chili. I'm not doing so well right now, so I can't really send a bunch of free ones out in the mail. I can email you one though. I can email you a black and white one that you can print out at FedEx, Kinko's, or Office Depot, wherever you have in your town. I can email you one. Shoot me an email, Scott, and just put Scott on the subject line. And I sell them for $10, the print at home ones, but I'll email you one for free. And then you can print out as many copies as you want. Plead the Fifth. Oh, so I did give you a free pair of cop cards. Boom. I give away as many pair of cop cards as I can because they're just like your driver's license. They're not going to break down. Whereas the indestructible trifold, eventually over the years, it will, you can tear it. It's polypropylene, but eventually. Good to see you, Kevin Brzezinski. I have no cop cards or trifolds. I've been standing on my right side since I was 15. Now I'm 40. I've been standing on my right since I was 15. Now I'm 40. Chad, if you can't afford one, go to email me at deletelaws@gmail.com and I'll send you one you can print at home, or go to deletelaws.com and get yourself a trifold and get in your car. Get a pair of cop cards. If you get a trifold, Chad, I'll give you the cop cards for free. How's that? Get a trifold. I'll give you the cop cards for free. I got to get the flock out of here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for coming. Later, Gators.